Tell you something. The future does not belong to those who plan. It belongs to those who act. The eagle does not wait for the storm to pass. It spreads its wings and rides the wind. The lion does not wait for food to come to it. It hunts. The seed does not wait for the perfect soil. It breaks through the ground against the odds to reach the light. And yet, human beings, crowned with intellect, blessed with creativity, and armed with the ability to shape their destiny, often hesitate. Why? Because we have been trained to fear failure more than we desire success. But hear me today. Failure is not your enemy. Failure is proof that you tried. It is the classroom of champions, the refining fire of greatness. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not intelligence, not talent, not luck. It is the courage to act. So, what is stopping you? Is it fear? Fear is a liar. It whispers falsehoods about your abilities, magnifies obstacles, and paralyzes movement. But let me tell you something about fear. It only has power when you obey it. The moment you act in spite of fear, it loses its grip. Is it doubt? Doubt is a thief. It robs you of opportunities before you even take them. It tells you you are not ready. But let me ask you, when will you ever be ready? Readiness comes in action. You do not wait to be confident. You build confidence by doing. The world is not waiting for another dreamer. It is waiting for a doer. It is waiting for someone who will rise above excuses, defy limitations, and step out in boldness. And that someone is you. Do not let another day pass where you sit on the sidelines of your own destiny. Do not let another moment slip away where you let fear and doubt dictate your future. This is your time. Push yourself. Move forward. Do what you know you were created to do, because when you take action, the universe moves with you. When you take action, doors open, opportunities appear, and resources align. But nothing happens until you move. So step out, start now, push yourself, and watch the world make way. For the one who refuses to stand still, action is the key to success. Destiny doesn't respond to wishes, it responds to action. Success only comes when you push yourself beyond hesitation and take steps towards your goals, no matter the challenges. Hesitation is the enemy. The biggest barrier to success is not failure, but hesitation. The pause between thought and action. Procrastination leads to lost opportunities and dreams that never materialize. Failure is not the enemy. Failure is simply proof that you tried. It's a lesson, a stepping stone toward growth and greatness. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Fear and doubt are lying barriers. Fear and doubt paralyze you and prevent progress, but they lose their power the moment you act despite them. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward in spite of it. Readiness comes through action. Waiting for the perfect time or to feel ready is a trap. You do not wait to be confident. You build confidence through action. Readiness is not a state. It's a choice to begin. The world needs doers, not dreamers. The world is waiting for those who take action. Dreams are valuable, but only when they are turned into action. The world makes room for those who move forward boldly. Destiny does not respond to wishes or idle hopes. It does not favor those who wait for the perfect moment to act or the ideal circumstances to appear. The truth is simple. Success is born from action, not from waiting. Too often, people sit back and dream of a better life, a successful career, or a brighter future, but they fail to take the crucial steps necessary to bring those dreams to life. It's easy to think that things will change on their own, that success will come without any effort on your part. But that's simply not how it works. The world does not operate in a way that rewards inactivity. Instead, it rewards those who push themselves to take action, even when the path is unclear or the road seems difficult. Action is the bridge between potential and reality. Every great achievement, every breakthrough in history, every success story that has ever been written was achieved through taking action. The idea, the vision, the dream is only the beginning. It's the action that brings it into existence. Without action, ideas are just thoughts in your mind, plans on paper, and wishes in the air. They hold no power until you make the choice to act on them. Think about the most successful people in the world, whether in business, sports, technology, or any other field. What sets them apart isn't that they are necessarily smarter, luckier, or more talented than others. What sets them apart is that they dared to take action when others were too afraid to move, too uncertain to take the first step. It is easy to sit back and let fear, doubt, and uncertainty keep you from acting. Many wait for the perfect moment, the perfect set of circumstances that never seems to come. But the truth is, the perfect moment never exists. The only moment you have is now. If you wait for everything to be perfect before you begin, you will never begin. Perfect conditions do not exist in life. What exists is the present moment, the now, the decision you make to push yourself forward, regardless of how uncertain the future may seem. Success doesn't favor the person who wishes or hopes for a better life. It favors the person who wakes up every day and pushes themselves to act even when they don't feel like it, even when things seem hard. Action is the force that moves the world forward and propels you toward your goals. If you are waiting for the stars to align, they will never do so on their own. It is up to you to align your actions with your dreams and to create the future you desire by taking consistent steps every day toward your goal. The biggest barrier to success is not failure, as many people often believe, but hesitation, the dangerous pause between thought and action. This moment of indecision, the time spent doubting, thinking, or planning without moving forward, is where dreams die. It's the place where opportunities slip through your fingers and your potential remains untapped. Hesitation may feel safe, but in reality, it is the most paralyzing force that prevents people from reaching their goals. It holds them back from taking the first step or even the second because they are consumed by fear of making the wrong decision, of failing, or of encountering obstacles they don't feel prepared to face. When you hesitate, you remain stagnant. You stay in the comfort of the familiar, avoiding the risk that comes with change and progress. But here's the hard truth. If you wait for the right time to act, it will never come. The perfect moment when everything aligns just as you hope does not exist. Waiting for things to be ideal before making a move only leads to endless procrastination. It's a trap that keeps you from experiencing the growth and opportunities that come with taking action. And while you wait, time passes you by, and others who have chosen to act despite uncertainty move forward and seize the opportunities that were available to you as well. Every great success story is built on moments where action was taken, often with imperfect circumstances. The people who succeed are not those who never hesitated, but those who were able to push through that hesitation and act in spite of it. Hesitation may tell you that you're not ready or that you don't have enough information, but those are just excuses to avoid taking risks. The reality is that no one ever feels completely ready when they start something new. The key is to act anyway. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. When you hesitate, you give room for doubt to take root in your mind. You begin to second guess yourself and your abilities, and you talk yourself out of taking the very actions that could lead to success. But once you start moving, even if it's just a small step momentum builds. The more you act, the more confident you become, and the less hesitation controls you. Action creates clarity. By taking the first step, you learn, adapt, and grow. And the more you do this, the less power hesitation has over your life. In the end, hesitation is a thief. It steals time, opportunities, and your potential. Don't let it rob you of your future. The moment you stop hesitating and start taking action, you begin the journey toward your dreams. Failure is often seen as the ultimate enemy, the thing to avoid at all costs. But in reality, failure is not the enemy. It is a necessary part of the journey to success. Failure is not the end of the road. It is simply a part of the process. It is a signal that you have tried, that you've taken a risk, and that you are moving outside of your comfort zone. Failure provides valuable lessons that success could never teach. It is through failure that we learn what doesn't work, refine our strategies, and grow stronger. Without failure, there would be no growth, no innovation, no true success. Many people fear failure so much that they avoid taking action altogether. They would rather remain stagnant in the comfort of certainty than take the risk of failing. But by avoiding failure, they also avoid the chance to learn, adapt, and improve. The truth is, no one becomes great by playing it safe. Every successful person you look up to has encountered failure at some point in their journey. They didn't allow it to define them. Instead, they used it as a stepping stone to rise higher. Failure is not a reflection of your worth or your ability. It is simply feedback. It tells you what needs to change, what areas need improvement, and where you need to push harder. When you fail, you are not defeated. You are learning. The first attempt may not bring success, but the second one could, or the third, or the 10th. Each failure brings you closer to understanding how to succeed. Think about the countless inventors, entrepreneurs, and pioneers throughout history who faced failure repeatedly. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before successfully inventing the light bulb. He didn't see his failures as reasons to quit. Instead, he saw them as lessons. Resilient. When you fall, you learn how to get back up. Each setback strengthens your resolve, builds your character, and prepares you for the challenges ahead. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who keep going, regardless of the obstacles in their way. They refuse to give up because they understand that failure is not the end, it is part of the journey. In the end, failure is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. It pushes you to innovate, to be persistent, and to never stop learning. The fear of failure should never stop you from taking action. Instead, embrace it as a part of your growth process and a sign that you are pushing yourself beyond your limits. Keep moving forward, for failure is not a dead end. It is simply the way forward. Fear and doubt are two of the most powerful forces that hold people back from reaching their full potential. They are deeply ingrained in our minds, often as a result of past experiences, societal conditioning, or personal insecurities. But the truth is, fear and doubt are not facts. They are merely feelings, temporary emotional states that can be overcome. Yet too many people allow these feelings to dictate their decisions and limit their actions. They become paralyzed by the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, or the fear of the unknown. But let me tell you this. Fear only has power when you give it power. It loses its grip the moment you choose to act in spite of it. Fear is an illusion. It is often based on our imagination, creating worst-case scenarios that may never come to pass. It magnifies risks and obstacles in our minds, making them appear far greater than they truly are. In reality, the things we fear rarely turn out as bad as we expect. The fear of failure is usually worse than failure itself, and the fear of change is often more uncomfortable than the change we're resisting. When you confront fear, you begin to realize that it has no substance, no real hold over you. It is simply a mental construct designed to keep you in a state of comfort and inaction. But comfort does not lead to success. It only leads to stagnation. Doubt, too, is a paralyzing force. It whispers in your ear telling you that you are not good enough, that you are not ready, that you don't have what it takes. Doubt makes you question your abilities and your worth. It creates a sense of uncertainty that holds you back from taking action. But here's the reality. Doubt is normal. Everyone experiences it. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of doubt, but the ability to act despite it. Confidence does not come from the absence of doubt. It comes from the willingness to move forward in the face of it. The more you act, the more you build courage, and the less fear and doubt control you. The key to overcoming these emotional barriers is to take that first step, even when you don't feel completely ready or certain. As you move forward, you'll discover that the things you feared were not as overwhelming as they seemed. Each action you take diminishes the power of fear and doubt over your life, and gradually you begin to gain control. In the end, fear and doubt are not permanent roadblocks. They are temporary hurdles that can be overcome through action. The moment you choose to act in spite of them is the moment you begin to break free from their control. Courage is not the absence of fear or doubt, but the decision to move forward despite them. The idea of being ready is one of the greatest myths that holds people back from taking action. Many believe they need to wait until they feel completely prepared, until they have all the information, until everything aligns perfectly before they can start. But the truth is, readiness doesn't come from waiting. It comes from doing. The longer you wait for the right moment, the more opportunities you miss. The more you wait for the perfect set of circumstances, the more you rob yourself of the experience and growth that only come through action. Readiness is not a state you arrive at. It is something you create by stepping into the unknown, by choosing to act even when you don't feel entirely ready. There's a misconception that successful people have everything figured out before they begin. In reality, success is built on a series of actions, each one imperfect, each one a step into the unknown. The truth is, no one ever feels completely ready when they start something new. You can prepare all you want, you can plan and strategize, but there will always be unknowns. Life will always throw challenges your way that you didn't anticipate. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait for perfection. They are the ones who decide that they are going to act regardless of how prepared they feel. Take the first step, even if it feels uncomfortable. Even if you feel like you don't have everything in place. The key to becoming ready is to begin. The first action, no matter how small, is the catalyst for creating readiness. As you move forward, things will become clearer. You'll gather more information, develop new skills, and build confidence as you gain experience. The key to feeling ready is not in waiting for the ideal conditions, but in taking that first step and trusting that the process will unfold as you go. Sometimes waiting for readiness is simply a way to avoid discomfort, to avoid the uncertainty that comes with trying something new. But growth and success happen in those uncomfortable moments. They happen when you push past your doubts and take that step into the unknown. You will never have all the answers and you will never feel completely comfortable. But that's where growth lies, in the moments when you are outside your comfort zone. When you act, even though you don't feel entirely ready, you build the confidence and skill you need to succeed. Readiness comes through experience. It is not a state you achieve before starting, but a product of taking action. Start now, and with each step, you'll grow into the person you need to be to succeed. The more you do, the more ready you become. The world is not waiting for another dreamer. It is waiting for a doer. Dreams are essential. They give us direction, purpose, and a vision of what could be. But dreams alone are not enough. They remain just that, dreams, until we turn them into action. The world rewards those who take action, not those who merely imagine a better future. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every success story is the result of someone who dared to act on their dreams, despite the obstacles, despite the doubts, and despite the uncertainty of the outcome. Many people dream of success, of creating something great, of making an impact. They talk about their ideas, they plan for the future, and they envision the life they want to live. But dreams and ideas have no power unless they're acted upon. It's easy to get lost in the planning phase, to feel excited about what you could achieve, but the true difference is made by those who stop thinking and start doing. They are the ones who push past the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, and the fear of the unknown, and take concrete steps toward making their dreams a reality. Being a doer means making progress every day. Even if the steps are small, the road to success is really a straight path. And the process can be slow and full of challenges. But the doer is not deterred by setbacks or delays. They understand that every failure, every mistake is simply part of the learning process. They are focused on moving forward, no matter how incremental the progress may seem. They know that success doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It comes from consistent, persistent effort. Doers understand the power of momentum. Once they begin, they keep going even when things get tough. They embrace the discomfort of growth, the uncertainty of stepping into new territories, and the inevitable setbacks that will come. But because they are always moving, they are always making progress. The world does not make room for passive dreamers who wait for opportunities to fall into their lap. The world makes room for the people who take initiative, who roll up their sleeves and do the work even when it's hard, even when it's not glamorous. Success belongs to the doer, to the one who takes action, learns from failure, and keeps pushing forward. The moment you start doing, you begin to create your own opportunities, build your own path, and transform your dreams into reality. So, stop waiting. Stop dreaming passively and start doing. The world is waiting for you to take that first step. In conclusion, the journey to success is built on the foundation of action. It's not enough to dream, wish, or wait for the perfect moment to begin. Dreams without action remain nothing more than aspirations, hesitation, fear, doubt, and the false belief that you must be fully ready. All work to keep you stuck in the realm of inaction. But the truth is, success favors those who take action, who push past their doubts, and who choose to move forward even when the road is unclear. Failure is not the enemy. It is a teacher that guides you, showing you what works and what doesn't. Fear and doubt are temporary barriers that lose their power the moment you decide to act in spite of them. Readiness is not a condition to be met before taking action. It is a byproduct of doing. And finally, the world doesn't wait for dreamers. It rewards doers. Those who take consistent, determined action are the ones who shape their futures, create opportunities, and achieve success. So stop waiting for the perfect conditions or the right time. Push yourself to take action now, because the future belongs to those who act boldly and persistently, turning their dreams into reality through consistent effort and courage. Your potential is limitless, but only if you decide to take that first step today.